In this video, we're going to show the gravograph model M40 ABC engraving machine, and we're going to explain how to adjust the cutting bits, which look like this, so that they will engrave a consistent depth. The secret to making this machine work is understanding that this spindle here is spring-loaded. If I push up on it, it springs up and down, and this lever here will control the amount of pressure. A higher number means more pressure. At the bottom of the spindle there is a micrometer dial here, which is graduated in thousandths of an inch. If we loosen the locking screw, we can turn this and it moves that up and down. Now, in order for it to regulate depth, we need to install a depth regulating nose piece using this little knurled ring. It screws on the bottom of the micrometer dial. You need to get it lined up so that it tightens all the way up. Now as we rotate the dial, see if I can zoom in a little bit, you can see the graduations as we turn the dial. It moves up and down. If we move it from one mark here to the next mark there, it moves the depth regulating nose 1/1000th of an inch. Step one is to find a 0 point that we're going to use as our home zero. The dial goes around and around past zero, past zero, past zero till it falls off. Or if you go the other direction, it screws all the way up till it stops. It's just a threaded collar. So what I do is I screw it all the way up, then I reverse direction and come down to 0. I don't use the first 0 because it doesn't give us very much depth adjustment. Then I come down 1, 2 more zeros. That's my home position. Now we take the cutting tool and loosen this cutter head with a special spline wrench. Then we can drop the tool in the top of the spindle and it will come down. Now we need a way to reference the tool to that 0 point. So I like to use this small magnet that will stick on the bottom of the depth nose and drop the tool down until it touches. Then at the top of the spindle, I will use that brass knob that I took off of the tool, this brass knob right here, and I'll turn it upside down and put it back on the tool to act as an adjustable stop. So when I tighten this up, then it will be able to be taken out of the machine and put back in the machine, and it will return to its original position. So now I can take this out, put it back in until it stops, and then tighten up the tool with a 2mm Allen wrench so that it's solid in the machine. Well, first of all, on the top of this brass knob, there's a label. This label says Gravoply, GPY, meaning plastic, 0.030. That's the tip width of the tool, or how wide the engraving is. That's typically good for about a 1/4 inch letter. It's a conical tool, so the deeper you go, the wider the engraving will be. So I would go through and set all your engraving tools the same way. Set the micrometer dial on 0.